Hello boys and girls, welcome to Lesson 2, 2-Point Perspective. Hi, this is Jeffrey Ang and today we will be learning 2-point perspective drawing. Here you see a simple drawing of a room, but this time it's in 2-point perspective. As with the previous example in the 1-point perspective drawing, there is an eye level line, indicated here in red. Look at the angles of the furniture in this room. Do you notice anything different? In what way are they different? Let's examine each piece of furniture, starting with the cabinet. Let's remove the rest of the furniture. Let's take a look at this cabinet. Can you see the lines that go towards VP2 and VP1? Let's see how the lines look like. Here are the lines in blue. Can you see how they converge at VP2 and on the left, VP1? Let's take a look at the other items in this room. Let's look at the bookcase. Similarly, the bookcase has lines that converge at VP1, and on the right, these lines converge at VP2. How about the rug? Let's look at the rug. So the rug is very simple. Just has a couple of lines that go back to VP2 and VP1. Now on top of the rug, there is a little coffee table. Let's look at the lines. So again, the lines go back to VP1 on the left and VP2 on the right. And lastly, you have a chair. So this chair also has lines that go back to VP1 on the left and VP2 on the right. Now you'll be wondering, where is the camera in this 2-point perspective? So the camera is here. It's pointing towards the corner of the room, which is somewhere in the middle of this picture. So unlike the 1-point perspective, the VP is not at the same place as the viewfinder, but instead is on the left and on the right. If all this sounds confusing to you, rewind and watch the video again and it will become clearer over time. So how does the concept of 2-point perspective look like in a real setting? Let's look at a photo of this space at level 4 lift lobby. This picture was taken with the camera pointing at the corner of this space, somewhere here. The camera is here and the tripod is here. Can you see this is the corner of the space? Let's look at the angles and lines of the ceiling and the floor, as well as the window panes. We will dim the photo so you can see it more clearly. Can you see the green lines that's following the ceiling as well as the floor? So this is the room. The black line is the outline of this space. Can you see that the green lines meet at VP1 and on the right they go towards VP2? Now of course you will notice that VP2 is much further away than indicated here. In fact, VP2 is outside or beyond this picture area. Let's look at the left side of this space. Can you see the blue lines? So the blue lines are just following the window panes. If you were to extend the blue lines, they would go towards VP2, which again is outside of this picture area. Let's look at the lines on the window panes on the right. Can you see the lines? Now again, if you extend the green lines, they will go all the way to VP1 on the left. So in other words, it's called two-point perspective because there are two vanishing points, VP1 and VP2. And you also understand that not all the time the VP1 and VP2 are within the picture. Sometimes they actually extend outside of your picture area. So you just have to follow the diagonal lines of the ceiling and of the floor and see where they meet. In this case, this floor extends all the way and beyond the picture area. The line of the ceiling extends all the way outside the picture area. Let's turn this space into an illustration. So I'll remove the photo and change the easels and table and chair into a simple line art. Let's put a person in this room for a sense of scale and context. So this man is standing next to the easel. Notice that the eye level line goes across and passes through his eyes. Because remember, the eye level actually represents the height of the person's eyes. Now let's say this man has moved to the smaller easel on the right. So this is how it might look like. Now again, look at the eye level line. It passes through his eyes. Next, he moves further away in front of the small easel. So again, you can see that the eye level line again crosses across his eyes. And notice that the man has become shorter or smaller. That's because he's now further away from the camera. So in perspective, objects become smaller as they move further away from the camera. Alright, so I hope you are able to understand how two-point perspective looks like in an actual room. In the next segment, I will take you step by step on how to construct the simple room setting that we saw earlier. Now we will construct the room with the furniture piece by piece. Are you ready to start? Please get ready a new page in your sketchbook. We want a landscape format. Write the title of this lesson, Two-Point Perspective. Divide your page in half and draw the eye level line, shown here in red. Label it eye level. On this line, just mark somewhere here as VP1, your vanishing point, on the right, VP2. Next, we will draw a vertical line somewhere in the middle. This will represent the corner of the room. So the vertical line looks like this. And the dimension of this line is 2.5 cm from the red line to the bottom and 4 cm from the red line to the top. Once we are done, we can draw two lines starting from VP1 and passing through this vertical line like this. And you do the same for VP2. Have a line that touches the vertical line and goes beyond. So once you darken the lines, you can see that this represents the wall, the floor, and another wall, and that's the ceiling. Now we will start by drawing the cabinet, as shown here. It doesn't matter that your cabinet is of a different size than what is shown here. As long as the process is correct, everything will turn out fine. So we will switch off the cabinet and start the drawing. So I will use a blue line to start drawing. So as with the 1 point perspective, you start by drawing two vertical lines upwards. Next, you determine the height of the cabinet. Let's say you like it here. Draw a line towards VP2. Now for the base of the cabinet on the floor, your line needs to come from VP1, passing through the corner, and another line from VP1, passing through this corner. Next, you will determine how deep you want your cabinet to be. Let's say you like it here. Draw a line that goes back to VP2. Can you see this shape is the back of the cabinet on the wall, and this shape is the cabinet's base on the floor. So from here we will continue drawing the rest of the panels. Two vertical lines up from this corner and this corner. Next, you draw a line from VP1, passing through this top of the cabinet. You will intersect with this line, and another line from VP1 again, passing through this corner, and you will intersect with the second vertical line. The last step is to join this corner to the other corner of the cabinet and continue the line all the way to VP2. They should align together in a straight line. Can you see this is the cabinet? So once you're okay with it, you can darken the cabinet lines. Okay, so we can darken the cabinet lines like this. And of course you can dress up your cabinet any way you want. Add details and shelvings and so on. Alright, so the main important thing is to learn how to draw simple boxes, and these boxes can represent any kind of furniture. It's up to you to transform the simple box into a furniture. Okay, there you have it. So if I turn off the construction lines, you have a cabinet. Of course, you can also erase the line here, which is the edge of the wall and the floor and dress up your cabinet. Next, we want to draw the TV that's above the cabinet. And again, because the TV has to be the same width as your cabinet, we will take the construction lines to match this corner. So again, I'll use a blue line. Extend this line from the edge of the cabinet and this corner of the cabinet. And then next, decide how high you want your TV to be. So let's say I like it to be here. This line will go back to VP2, which is on the other side. Okay, so the second line for the TV could be here, and it goes back to VP2. And there you have the TV. And once again, you can darken it with a black line using pen or a darker pencil. And again, this is just a very simple drawing of a TV. You can dress it up, you can add the thickness of the TV and other details. Alright, so once you switch off the construction lines, you have a cabinet and a TV. We will now construct the bookcase on the right. So here you see a picture of the bookcase when it is completed, with the lines going back to VP1 and VP2 on the right. So let's begin to construct the bookcase. I will turn this picture off and we will start constructing the bookcase here. Again, I will show you the lines in blue. Your bookcase can be any size, so let's start by drawing two vertical lines upwards. Another line here. So as with the cabinet, you decide the height of the bookcase and draw a line extending to VP1. So again, this shape represents the back of the bookcase against the wall. Now we will draw the base of the cabinet or the bookcase on the floor. Have a line that goes through the first point from VP2 and a second line from VP2 passing through this corner. From here, you decide how deep you want your bookcase to be and draw a line extending it to VP1. So here you see the base of the bookcase on the floor. We will continue drawing the rest of the panels. So you start another two vertical lines upwards. From this corner, another vertical line. Next, you would pass a line through this corner. This is the back of the bookcase against the wall, and it will intersect with this line. Then we draw another line that passes through the other corner and let it intersect with the second vertical line you've drawn. So to complete everything, you join this corner to the second corner and extend the line all the way to VP1. And if you have drawn everything correctly, all these points would line up nicely. So here you can actually darken the bookcase, but let's carry on with the shelves. Now let me change the color of the line to pink, and we will start drawing in the shelves. Of course, you see there are many shelves that you can add, but I'll just draw 2 to show you the process, and you can add on the rest yourself. So we will start by determining where you want the shelving to be on this side of the panel. Once you decided, you draw a line back to VP2 and another line back to VP2. So this portion tells you the bookshelf is going to be here, and this is another shelf at the bottom. Now from here on, we will draw a line from VP1 passing through this point here, and let it extend until it reaches here, and you stop. Okay. We can continue with another line, this time passing through this corner and extending it, stopping it here. We'll do the same for this upper shelf. Line from VP1 passing through this corner, stop here, one more line from VP1 passing through this corner, and stop here. So I hope you can see the shelf. This is the top shelf, but we are looking at the bottom of the top shelf. This is the bottom shelf, but we're looking at the top surface. Let's go ahead and darken the lines of the bookcase so that it becomes clearer. Okay, so we'll darken this bookcase, starting with the front panel. Of course, what we are doing here is a very simple drawing because we are just interested in the process. So if you follow the process correctly, you will be able to draw almost anything in this space. Now let's go on to the shelves. Let's start with the top shelf. This is the underside of the top shelf you're looking at. You can also add the thickness if you like. There's a thickness here. And of course you can also add the thickness for the rest of the surfaces. Okay, so this is the bottom shelf. Darken the line. Stopping here, and another line for the front of the shelf, and as well as the thickness. We have a vertical line going up here, stopping here, continuing here, and stopping here. One line here and stopping here, and we'll do the inside of the bookshelf. So this is the underside of the bookcase. The last lines here. Alright, so let's switch off the construction lines, and you can see the bookcase against the wall, and this is the floor. Alright, so that's how you would do the bookcase or bookshelf using the construction method we just discussed. Alright, so I hope this step by step has been useful for you. Do review the video if you find that it's confusing and you miss any steps. You can watch it as many times as you like. Now, let me summarize the requirements of your assignment. You are required to construct this room with all the furniture that you see here. So the TV, the cabinet, the rug, coffee table, bookshelf, and a chair. So one thing to note is this recline of the chair. This angle is up to you to decide, because if you were to have the chair backrest going straight up, it would look quite uncomfortable. Alright, so that's all I have for you. We'll see you again in the next video. Bye.